in my free time, I like exercising in the morning after breakfast. Normally I exercise a little, or in the other days we go outside walking outside. Normally I start the day, the morning, reading the news of the day, the last news of the day. I like also to read more in the at night before go to bed. Normally I read a little. And one hobby that I have in these last 2 years is to spend some time here in TNT, attending classes in French and English to improve my English and my French.
You've been doing so well, as always. And you, Murilo, can you present yourself for us?
Yes, my name is Murilo. I have 30 years old. I live in Laguna, Santa Catarina, Brazil. Yeah, and I work as front-end developer. Yeah, I've been working with the front-end since 2019 year, almost 4 years, so. And I've been training English at TALKNTALK since September last year. I started it. And in my free times, I like reading books. I go running very early in the morning, every morning, yeah. I try, but sometimes it's not possible. And I like watching series and documentaries in Netflix. Mainly, I put the subtitles in English for training, speaking and listening English. And sometimes I play video games. Sometimes I play soccer. I like that. And I'm here for improving my English, achieve my dreams, my big dreams, yeah, working abroad, and know more and more knowledge about in the world, yeah. Because when you're working for in the world, you learn more, yeah, and you teach more as well. Yeah, that's it.
Very good, man. It's really nice to. I think it's your first time you talk a little about you and your work, your dreams, your dream job here. It was really nice to hear you from you.
Yeah.
And I believe so. And Jefferson, Jefferson and Annie, hello, good afternoon for you both.
Hello, good afternoon.
Your
people.
time.
To talk about me, I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás. I'm economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. I love to play cards. I love to drink beer, to read. I read a lot. I used to read a lot. 3 times a week, I go to the gym. And 2 times I go to Pilates. Sometimes, like Murilo, I love to play soccer. I play soccer just when I was a young guy. I love to play soccer. And I support Vila Nova. It's my team from Brazil.
Vila
Nova will
Nova,
play,
the head one.
Yeah. Vila Nova from Goiás, yeah. Vila Nova Futebol Clube. And I support Vila Nova.
Clube do Remo from Pará.
Yeah, Vila Nova and Botafogo from Rio de Janeiro. That's it.
Nice to have you here one more time, man. It was really nice when you came to in. And you, Annie, can you present yourself for us?
I'm 23 years old. I do study geophysics. I'm a researcher. I like to study languages, study how to develop programs. Jefferson, I like to work out a little bit too. I do Krav Maga. I don't know if you know this kind of, not really fight. It's called self-defense. And I'm from Salvador, Bahia. That's it. That's me.
That's perfect. Nice to have you here. I'm so excited to and get in this topic, and like to catch you up, Annie and Jefferson. Our topic of the day is about flying airplanes, like the suggestion of our friends Oberleni last
I
Saturday.
can't
So
believe that he's not here.
really, and the questions so for you today, and we have 11, and just not forget, my name is Luan. I'm from São Sebastião da Boa Vista, Pará. It's a Pará state in Brazil. And I'm no longer live there. I'm living in São Paulo to study pharmacology. And I think we lost too many, not too many, but too many minutes in our introduction. So let's get in the topic because I believe so. There was a good topic today, and I'm so excited to start it this one. So I believe that I must begin it. So have you ever traveled by year? It's an interesting question that I have a good answer for that, but in the final. So Murilo, have you ever traveled by the year?
Yeah, I've traveled by year since 2014 years, and 9 years ago, yeah, was my first time in travel, and I went to Peru, yeah. Peru, Lima and Lobito. Lobito stay more north from Peru. Yeah, it was my first time. Yeah, with travel by year. I loved this experience. Yeah, and I travel around the South America and the Central of America. I think just it, but I have plans for travel in the world, yeah, in the USA, Australia, Indonesia, Dubai, Europe, yeah. I have a big dream for Euro trip, yeah. It's my plan as well. Yeah, that's it.
Really nice, man. I never been to overseas Brazil, so it's kind of dream. And you, Joaquin, have you ever traveled by the year? And if so, to where?
Yes, I traveled by here many times. I think you know that I worked in one aviation company. Then the employers of the company, we had free travels. Then I had the opportunity to travel every year, sometimes more than one time per year, essentially in my summer vacations. Every years we went abroad, spend a week, 2 weeks, sometimes depending of the disponibility. But yes, I traveled a lot.
Imagine, because you worked in the company, so I was expecting in this answer for he got discounts to travel by year.
Yes.
Nice. And you, Annie, have you ever traveled by year as well?
Well, I have not that much experience. I just traveled once. It was to Curitiba, to a symposium that I was going to present my work. as a researcher was not something that glamorous. I think so. I did not work for a company. I did not went to Euro trip or something like that.
Yeah, you were at the same level player field here. And you, Jefferson, have you ever traveled?
I do think that Jefferson had traveled like 1,000 times.
Yeah, 14 countries. But I traveled to Bahia, to Salvador, traveled to Porto Seguro. I think all the countries of all the states.
All the states?
Yeah, in Brazil, only, just Acre, Rondônia, but the rest, it's okay. I know all of them. Pará, I remember Pará. I have been Pará twice, Tocantins a lot of times, Sergipe, Piauí, Porto Alegre, São Paulo, and so on. And travel abroad, travel to other countries. The last travel was in January. I went to Chicago, and Toronto, Canada. Chicago and Toronto. And United States, I know a lot of states. What else? In South America, I know Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, all of them by airplanes. In Europe, I love Portugal, Lisbon, Spain, Madrid. What else? French, Holland, German. The other side, Amsterdam, Holland. What else? The other side, Estonia, it's near Russia. China, Hong Kong, what else? I don't remember. Qatar.
Yeah, to the World Cup.
Yeah, I'm globetrotter. Used to say globetrotter. I'm not like Joaquin, like to play the airplane, but I travel a lot. Yeah.
Man, it's such a good life. I'm so envious because I never been to the outside of Brazil, and my first travel is to visit Campinas. When I moved,
Barão Geraldo.
not exactly Campinas, but
I know Campinas a lot.
Before it, we have to make a stop, not make a step, but make a stop in Brasilia. In Brasilia, it's horrible, hot a lot, and my lips are, I don't know, my lips are so dry. It's a kind of land of corruption. Our politicians, all the corruption out there, terrible. But I really like this travel. Man, I'm so glad that you share experiences because it's such my dream one day. Well, what else? Question number 3 after that, and we have, I believe, we could be different answers for that. So where do you prefer to sit on the plane? At the back, in the front, in the middle? What do you prefer? Well, where do you prefer? So Joaquin, where do you prefer to sit on a plane?
I prefer to sit back of the plane, and near of the door or the window of the emergency, because is the better seat for security. We never expect for one accident, but in case of accident, normally the back of the plane is the most security place to save our lives. Because normally the tail of the plane separates of the cabin, the body, and normally it's it's safer. It's safer to the places back of the plane, or in the middle near the doors, emergence, because in the case of ditchings planning, it's safer for us. It's safer if you take the places near the windows of the emergency.
Same answer, exactly. If the plane crashes, we are likely to survive. Nice. And you, Annie, where do you prefer to sit on a plane?
Well, considering that I just really sit on plane like 2 times, I really did not know, like next to a window, I think so. Maybe I should like consider, as his name, Joaquin said, like really worry about my safety. I would like prefer, if I have an option to choose, the options that Joaquin said.
Exactly. And you, Murilo, where do you prefer to sit?
And in my case, whatever, yeah. But sometimes I don't know what, the most time in the past, you didn't need it for paid for a cent, yeah, for sitting, yeah. But nowadays, companies, yeah, and how to say, cobrar, yeah, se cobram by a cent, yeah. And it's important you have money for getting a good ascent, yeah, inside the airplane. But in my case, I prefer getting a good ascent, yeah, mainly in the front, yeah, but sometimes it's not possible because airplane needs full people already chosen your ascent, yeah. But it's okay. It's important you are arriving in the place when I wanna arrive, yeah.
Exactly, man. And the rich people can book the place, whatever the place, and it really bothers me. And you, Jefferson, where do you prefer to sit in your thousands of travels?
But depending of the situation. When I think I have a connection, or I wait, I have no time about connection. I prefer the near the front. I think is the better. You can see near the front of the plane because you have this advantage to disembark upon arrival too fast. So I think it's something that I like. When I have a long travel, I prefer, I don't know why, over near the wings, because I think when we choose a seat near the wings, you can provide a more stable and less turbulent experience, especially when you have a flight of 12 or more hours. For example, I remember the flight from São Paulo to Qatar, 18 hours. And I remember sometimes turbulent experience. I don't know why. And I love to sit over the wing. And about to sit, as Joaquin said, back the plane, sometimes I don't feel comfortable because a lot of guys, especially in a long trip, they used to drink beer a lot. and all the time go to the restroom or the bathroom. And sometimes that is not so good. I don't like this kind of experience all the time. So I don't like to sit at the back of the plane.
Yeah, and just one more thing, and when the snacks are given at the back, you are the last one to catch. So the Coca-Cola is already hot, the cookie is already, I don't know, eaten. It's horrible at the back.
It depends the kind of the airplane. It's a big airplane, no problem. You can begin to serve from the front, from the back. But this is a short one. Yeah, you have, I think you're right.
Nice. And the next one is, that's a good question. Who do you like traveling with? So your family, your friends, I don't know. So Murilo, who do you like to traveling with?
Yeah, whatever as well. But I prefer travel with my family, yeah. But I always, since I was started travel, I always travel with my friends, yeah. And sometimes I travel for working, sometimes I travel for vacation. But I travel for surfing in other countries, yeah. And, but in my case, whatever, yeah. Why I prefer travel with my family, but it's not happened yet. But you happen in the future. I trust. Yeah, I try to travel with my family, make sure.
And you, Annie, who do you like to travel with?
Well, I really do like to travel with my family, but traveling with friends, it's also good. But if I have to choose, my family.
Nice, nice. I believe that you wouldn't, I don't know, any of you wouldn't give another answer. I don't know why. So Joaquin, who do you like to travel with?
I always traveled with my family because when we travel this in vacation, then I travel always with my family. In some trips, I travel with my son and with my daughter in short travels. For example, for 2 days, I went for 2 days in London, a short period of time. In that trips, I went with my daughter and my son. For more long period in vacation, I traveled all the family. Then it's the persons that I like to travel. It's with family, with my family.
Nice, really nice answer. And you, Jefferson, who do you like to travel with?
I don't know, with somebody to talk. I like to talk a lot. I don't like to travel alone. I don't like to travel. And on vacation, I travel with most of the time with my wife, sometimes with my wife and 2 daughters. In the past, not now, because my daughters are living in Canada now. I just travel with my wife. But I love to travel with professors too when I go to a conference, especially abroad. And we talk a lot. So amazing. So I don't like to travel alone. I don't like to travel because I love to talk too much. I don't like to travel and reading books, something like this. In the past, I loved to travel, reading book, but now I love to travel and to talk about something, especially when have a long period in the airplane. So something boring, yeah.
It's really different to me because I always travel by the year with my girlfriend. It's kind of discomfortable because when the planes take off, she always falls asleep easily in whatever turbulence, whatever call, she's always sleeping, and I'm freaking out because I don't like the planes and turbulences, and sometimes just wake up, help me. I'm passing out, but beside it, travel with her is always amazing, especially in the daylight, because we can see cities, I don't know, see river, or just beaches. It's incredible. And our next one here, guys, just let me pass him for another. So, Annie, can you read the next one and pass him for another? Next question, number
Number
5.
5.
Yes.
Okay. What airlines have you flown with? Which one was best? Okay. I really just like flown just one as Azul. And I like it. There's a lot of food. It was comfortable, but I don't know about the other like airlines.
Interesting question. Really interesting question. And you, Jefferson, just trying to remember all the times that you flew.
I will begin by Varg and Vasp in the past. What time ago? 15 years ago. Come on.
No longer.
Varg and Vasp, I remember. All the guys smoking. Always smoking at the airplane. Some areas to smoke, non-smoke areas. Terrible. I remember all of this. But I think in Brazil, when I'm in a hurry, I think Azul is the best one, because you can take your bags, your luggage very quickly. Azul, it's something very comfortable. And I travel by Go, and Latam. And when I go, for example, to Florida and Chicago or something like this, I went to Frankfurt too. I remember German. I forget German. By Latam, I think it's the best one. Latam, it's very comfortable, very good Airbus, but very good way to flight by Latam. It's a very good, the attendant, the food, comfortable. I love Latam. But which one's the best? I think the best was from São Paulo to Qatar. Qatar Airways. It's something special. The food, everything very special. I think the best food that I had in my flighting, and a lot of sweets, drinks, whiskey, and beer, and so on. I think Qatar, and the worst, was from Qatar to Shanghai in China. Terrible. I don't know. I don't remember the name of the airplane from China. But can you imagine you drink Coke without ice and without ice cream? No, gelo. I forget the name.
Ice.
Ice, yeah. Without ice, you drink water without ice, and the food. Oh my gosh. I spent 6 hours that I tried never to remember. No more. Terrible. My first experience in China. So I learned how to travel by China. So I used to do another things. I used to eat a lot before to take the airplane back from I think Shanghai to Qatar again. I learned it.
And what experience, just write down the company, and when I have to write down to not travel with in the future.
Because
Enjoy-
they can't drink water with ice and Coca-Cola with ice, and only they can't eat pasta, some kind of pasta. Smelling not so good. Smelling, yeah.
It reminds me of lamen. It's a kind of pasta, so it could be kind of lamen. Nice answer. And you, Joaquin, what airlines have you flown with in your experience?
The most travels that I made is in our company, in our Portuguese airlines, because when we travel in vacation, we travel in our company, but in some situation when I need to make other connections for other countries, I already have traveled in the other companies. For example, KPLM, Netherlands, Air France, Varig, ancient Varig from Brazil. I made the travel. I made a flight from Recife to Lisbon in the Varig in the 1976, I think. It's a good company, the Varig. It's very, very important, this company in Brazil in that time. And Iberia, a Spanish company, I travel also. And the best, these companies were very, very, very good. Very good for safety, insurance, and also for the food. It's also very good. All these companies, it's very comfortable to travel. Yeah.
Nice answer as well. I think my answer would be really different because when I flew with Latam, I hated, and they didn't give any snacks, so I'm starving on the plane. And they blamed the pandemic. It was in 2021, not 2022. So during the pandemic, we don't have to give you snacks. So I was counting with snacks. So and the entire flight and starving, not starving, but so hungry. And when I came to Campinas, and oh my gosh, and I tried to, I don't know, buy some pão de queijo and R$100 at the airport. It was terrible. And you, Murilo, what airlines have you flown with?
And first of all, thanks for sharing feedbacks, Jefferson. Because I have a trip end of this year to Australia. Yeah, I want to choose Qatar for this trip because I always listen about Qatar very well. Yeah, people say always pass feedback very well, and I trust in Qatar. Yeah, but in Brazil I prefer Latam, how Jefferson said. In the past, I traveled in the TAM, the old Latam, yeah, but TAM is very good. And let me see another. Go, it's so, yeah, so. Go lost my baggage, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I stay very hungry. we did because go delay a lot for back my bag. Yeah, let me see another. Go in the Latam. In Brazil, have another, but I don't remember now. Yeah.
Passaredo. Passamedo, passaredo.
Yeah. I traveled with the Copa Airlines. It's
Copa. From Colombia. Yeah.
Panama City.
Colombia.
Colombia? Colombia or Panama?
Panama, yeah, Panama.
Panama, yeah. Yeah, I not indicate this company because I don't have a good experience for this company, and I heard with another people that said the same thing, and yeah, in Brazil, Latam, and international Qatar, how Jefferson said, yeah. Qatar has an tickets more expensive, yeah, but it's not it's possible you having a good experience, yeah, and more security with the travel with Qatar, yeah. Avoid the lost your bag and you have more experience about foods, about the comfortable, yeah, something like that. That's it.
Yeah, Qatar is not a culture of football, the good airline. And then the next one, guys, is question number 6. So I don't know, Jefferson could read this one for us and pass it.
Yes, thank you for having me. What is the longest flight you've ever taken? As I said, the longest flight was to Shanghai, China. I took the airplane from Goiânia 1 hour and a half to São Paulo, and I spent 6 hours in São Paulo airport, then to Qatar, and I spent 6 hours in Qatar, and then Qatar to Shanghai. The whole flight, 30 hours I spent. 30 hours, can you imagine? Terrible situation, terrible. I really sometimes do this to walk, but my strategy in this travel was to play cards. I play cards a lot with a lot of friends. Especially in airport. I'm very, I remember the Qatar airport. I was playing cards and look for the police. Oh my gosh, may I play here or not play? Sometimes strange. Qatar, it's not a good experience. I remember when we arrived in Qatar in the airport, the police took off the camera from my friend. They used to say, you can't take photo here. You can't take photo here. Took the camera and opened the camera. And took the, I don't know the name now, and threw to throughout. I don't remember the name. Yeah, terrible situation. No camera here. You can take picture here. Okay, I don't know why, but what can you do?
Yeah, this is every public building. You cannot take any pictures. Kind of strange, but
that's okay. Now you will have no problem about this. I think so. In all airplanes, you can take picture, no problem. But Qatar, I don't. What's happened? What was happening there?
Yeah, I believe I was.
Maybe Joaquin can answer for me about this, about security. Yeah.
No, I would so. Joaquin, do you have an answer for that?
Yes, in my case, the longest flight that I may taken is 10 hours between Lisbon and Rio de Janeiro. when I went to Buenos Aires, Argentina, we made a stop in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Then it's the longest flight that I made is 10 hours here between Lisbon and Rio, and after more 4 hours between Rio and Buenos Aires.
There are 10 hours and you can fall asleep, but 30 hours, man. It's almost a day. Not almost, but past a day. And you, Annie, what was the longest flight that you've taken?
Well, for me, it was just like 2 hours.
To Salvador
Just
to
two.
Curitiba?
Yeah. Only like, yeah.
Me was a
No, two
Oh, I
hours
guess.
with a connection.
good connection.
Yeah. Something like that.
I believe that you can play cards, but it's really fast to do something.
Yeah,
And you,
just-
Murilo? Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just complimented. I didn't sleep.
In my case, my longest flying was São Paulo until Panama City. I think it's 30 minutes hour. And the company Copa Airlines and sitting very bad. And when I arrived in Panama City, I feel so much pain in my back in my body. I arrived very tired, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't have a big problem. Only just a small problem. It was my longest flight.
A nice experience as well. But the next one is my best answer for all of you here. But I believe it happens in every flight.
If
I
I
guess.
bought the premium class, I don't feel so much pain, but it's more expensive. I don't have money for it.
I don't have either. It's always a economic class at the
Yeah.
back, like a poor ones. But the
I
next
am younger,
one,
it's okay.
that's okay as well. The next one, guys, is the best question. So, have you ever met an annoying person during the flight? Because my last flight, it was terrible. The woman beside me, I don't know, she fell off, fedor. I don't know why. And I don't know that she's recording audios and it was loudly terrible. And there was a baby with her, no problem with the baby, but she woke the baby up. It was a terrible 4 hours and Belém to Belo Horizonte. And I didn't rest at all in 4 hours. It was the worst experience. I don't know, and I want to hear and for you. So Joaquin, have you ever met an annoying person during a flight?
No. Fortunately, I never met annoying people in my flight. I had luck in this situation because I never met annoying people. But sometimes we hear some news in the TV or in the radio. Sometimes there are big problems with some passengers in some flights. There are some passengers. There are dangerous because they cause big problems with the crew people and the other passenger. In some flights, it's big problems with some passengers.
I think you're lucky. You're really lucky because it happened to me. I feel it twice. And you, Murilo, have you ever met a person, an annoying person during a flight?
What the question? The
Question number 7.
7. Yeah. It's weird, yeah. But I know so many people. I know so many people in the flight. It's very interesting, yeah. Because you know about new cultures, yeah, know about new knowledges. It's very it's always it's important you keep your mind free, yeah, for everyone, and become your travel better, yeah. That's it.
Nice. And you, Jefferson, have you ever met an annoying person?
A lot of them. My last travel to Chicago to São Paulo, two guys, 11 hours, engaged in a loud conversation. You can imagine. Right? Never stop, all the time, and so loud. And so I was too tired. I need to rest, to sleep, but was impossible. So I put a earphone and just listen some kind of music, not to listen this kind of sound. So it's terrible, especially during nighttime. I really don't know how the guys, I think they were drinking beer and talking loud all the time. And I have something special for you. I remember travel to Frankfurt to Estonia. I remember a lot of guys from, I don't know the city, maybe the state, maybe Iceland, some kind. But terrible, strong odor. I think they spend 5 days without take a shower. Can you imagine the passengers? Strong, terrible odor. And I asked for the woman, may I change my seat? No, we have no seat here. I'm sorry. And just to finish, I remember one kind very strong, can you imagine, very strong, over space seat around me, and I can't put the seat belt, something very terrible, but I felt very discomfortable. I really don't know. And I asked again to change the seat, but I can't. But just from São Paulo to Goiânia, 1 hour and a half, but it was terrible.
Then I imagine, like the people that, I don't know, people. It's like that you're hiding a dead rat in your clothes. Please take a shower. Sometimes we want to say something like that, but it's not possible. It's not polite. And you, Annie, have you ever met an annoying person during a flight, or you're lucky?
You know, I'm expecting my first one. I just know.
Then you're really lucky, really one, because in my always travel, I just not no one annoying person, not annoying exactly, but something that you can bothers you, I believe. And guys, I believe we don't have, unfortunately, answer one more to completely the hour here, so I'm gonna stop the meeting a little bit early for all of us. Like always, I have to do my survey, the survey of the meeting. It was really nice. Unfortunately, we don't answer. Not we don't, but we didn't answer all the questions. And I always say something to you. You can get the answers practice with your wife, your children, and in the mirror. I do with the mirror here in my house. And I think it was really nice to have you here as always. I hope you guys have a good experiences. Share airlines company like Murilo and Jefferson did. It was really important. But after all, the most important thing is practice, make mistakes, and practice again and make mistakes again. And guys, I'm so glad Joaquim, Murilo, Annie, Jefferson, and I'll see you another Saturday, maybe next one, maybe another. I think that is, guys. So thank you for that. Good afternoon for you. Take some rest.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye for all.
Bye bye, take care.
Bye bye.